Hi, Village employees, and welcome to episode 3 of the Village Employee Podcast Series. Today, my guest is Gabrielle Lachapelle, and Gabrielle is Human Resources Recruiting Manager here at the Village. Welcome to the podcast, Gabrielle.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I'm so glad that you're here with me today. First, tell us how long you've been at the Village and your path to becoming recruiting manager.
Yes, I have been here for just over 9 years. I started out as a recruiter and HR generalist, and then was promoted to senior recruiter, and then I was promoted to a HR manager, HR recruiting
Wow.
manager.
So, Gabrielle, did you grow up here in Arizona, or where did you grow up?
Um, my younger years, I lived in Utah, but I moved to Arizona when I was a teenager. So I attended Chaparral High School right up the street here from Gainey. And
Nice.
then I went on to attend Arizona State University.
That's great. Um, Tell us a little bit about something that people don't know about you or might be surprised to learn about you, Gabrielle.
Well, I don't think many people know that I used to be a ski instructor.
Wow.
When I lived in Seattle after college, I learned how to be a ski instructor. I became a certified ski instructor up in a ski resort north of Seattle called the Summit. And then I moved back to Arizona after a couple years, but I missed teaching skiing. So I spent 2 winters living in Colorado so I could continue teaching. I worked at Telluride Ski Resort as well as Vail. So those were really fun times.
It sounds super fun. And I know you have to be pretty athletic to be a ski instructor. That's pretty impressive. What else do you do for fun outside of work other than skiing? I know you probably still ski, but what are some
Yeah.
other things you do for fun?
I really enjoy mountain biking and hiking. Um, I spend a lot of time with my family and friends. Um, and I love to garden. I love nature.
Well, I know you're passionate about exercise and hiking and biking, but I know something that you and I have talked about here at work. You have a fun hobby and you grow vegetables and spices in an indoor tower garden at your home. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Oh yeah, it's a really fun hobby. I bought a tower garden called Let Us Grow, and it essentially is a huge device full of water and a pump and several rows of lighting for for sunshine. And then I plant these little seedlings, these little pods on the tower, and over time, with the watering system and the lighting system, they grow into beautiful lettuce and I grow basil and cilantro, chives, peppers. So it's been a lot of fun.
That's great. And I know, I mean, I've thought of trying to grow vegetables outside, but whenever you told me about the indoor tower garden, that kind of motivated me to want to do that as well. And I haven't done it yet, but it's definitely on my list. So I'll be trying to get some advice from you down the road, I'm sure, once I get mine up and going.
Absolutely.
Before we get into your responsibilities as a recruiting manager, I want to know a challenge in your life that shaped you the most, Gabrielle.
Well, after college, I moved to Seattle, as I mentioned, by myself to work for Microsoft. I was working on their campus recruiting team. And it was challenging, but it was such an awesome opportunity for me because I really got involved in the recruiting there. And that's essentially where I learned all the recruiting skills um, that I've used throughout my career, as well as things, how to prioritize and how to be organized. These are all skills that I have found useful throughout my career, which also helped me learn how much I love recruiting and that it made me decide that I wanted it to be my career.
That's wonderful. I think our past experiences and the jobs that we've had in our past can definitely help to develop us and shape us and be better prepared to do our jobs that we have now and jobs we might get in the future. What is the main purpose and what services does human resources provide here at the village?
I would say that my team's main purpose is to support all our employees, help them through any challenges that they may encounter, provide them with guidance and tools that they may need. But not only do we have, recruiting and hiring, my team also handles all the employee relations issues. We partner with managers to work on that. But we also handle benefits, leaves of absence, and workers' comp claims. So that's probably it in a nutshell. There's a lot more, but that's probably the main focus.
Yes, I know that you all do provide a lot of employee support. I oftentimes see people coming down the hallway needing to meet with you to get advice or to handle a situation. So I know that you're there for our employees all of the time. Gabrielle, tell us about your role as the recruiting manager here at the village.
Well, a large part of my role is recruiting and onboarding new employees and training managers on how to effectively recruit and onboard their new hires. But
Yes.
my role is also to work as a generalist, where I manage several aspects of employee relations. I'm also a trainer, a coach, a support system, and my role is to protect our employees and the company, sharing processes and policies with employees to ensure the company remains compliant. There's a lot of documentation, record keeping, and various projects and monitoring ongoing projects. But most importantly, my role really is to be a support system to the company's biggest asset, our employees.
Gabrielle, can you provide an overview of what the typical recruiting process looks like at the village? Kind of give us the steps involved from start to finish.
Sure, it's a lengthy process, but I'll try to give you a brief overview if I can. Essentially, when a manager has a need, if it's in their budgeted headcount to add or replace, they will go into the UKG recruiting gateway and request a job posting, which requires approval from the general manager. Once approved, it comes to me, and then I post the job, and I post it on our career website so that applicants can go there and apply. But it doesn't just go to our website, it goes to other aggregators such as Indeed, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Jobbing, things like that. But then I also go and post the jobs at universities and community colleges in our area, as well as Craigslist for some of our roles. Now, then once the applicants start coming in, the manager and I review the applicants to see if they meet the minimum requirements, look at their pre-screening questions to make sure that they qualify. And then we do what's called kind of a pre-screening phone call, where we ask them the questions in person, verify the information, talk about their resume. And if they meet all of the qualifications and they answer the questions appropriately, and we're still interested, we invite them in for an on-site interview. While they're here, we ask them a lot of standard interview questions, but then also a lot of questions that are very unique to the specific role that they're interviewing for. And then once they select the candidate, the hiring manager or me and the hiring manager, then we extend an offer. And once an offer is accepted, we execute a background check and we wait for the results of that. And if the applicant comes back clear, which most of them do, then we move forward with the hiring process where they fill out all their online onboarding documents, all the requirements for their direct deposit. They verify that they've read through the employee handbook. And then once all of that is finished, then start date is selected and we bring them on to start and go through all of the training once they get on board.
What is your favorite thing about working in human resources?
It's really just working with the employees and supporting them, guiding them, answering questions. All kinds of situations come up in the workplace, and I really enjoy working with the employees to help them with what their needs whatever their needs might be.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
And with that said, I'm sure you face a lot of challenges. So maybe talk about some of the challenges as the recruiting manager here at the village, or even the generalist responsibilities that you have.
Sure. A challenging, but also very rewarding part of HR is making sure that every employee does have what they need to be set up for success. I have found that the best way to go about this is to partner closely with the managers as they hire and manage their teams, give them guidance. I'm passionate about providing the support and tools necessary to really encourage employee involvement.
I do believe our employees do feel valued here, and that human resources does a great job creating that culture. And I know we have high employee retention, and I'm sure that that is a byproduct of the work that you all do. What can our employees do to help support your team, Gabrielle?
I would just say get involved. The more employees are involved, the more satisfied they are at work. And we encourage this as much as possible because we really do see positive results from employees who are engaged and involved and appreciated.
And speaking of involvement, I know that you are in charge of the Employee Fitness Challenge every year. So could you outline your responsibilities in creating that program and give us some details about how it all came together?
The Employee Fitness Challenge has been around for several years, but I started taking it over 7 years ago. And the
Wow.
goal of it, yeah, the goal of it is really to encourage employee involvement, like I was saying, and encourage some healthy and fun competition between the clubs and employees, as well as recognizing employees for being active and focused on their own health and wellness.
So when does the challenge start this year?
This year's challenge is August 1st through 31st.
Okay, how do employees sign up and participate? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Employees that already have a MyZone device just need to notify their club coach that they would like to participate. An email with all that information has been sent to every employee. But if an employee does not have a MyZone device, then they definitely want to talk to their club coach because there are a limited number of devices available for new employees who've never had one that really want to participate.
Yeah, and it's a really fun program. I know we're really competitive here at Gainey, and it's kind of like we give each other a hard time, and because we can see each other's progress with the challenge. I know that people can also win prizes. Tell us a little bit about the prizes.
There's a lot of rewards that are going out. The gift cards is the big reward for all kinds of different things each week. And then there is also a participation award or prize that is distributed to everybody who is involved. And then we also are distributing a lot of spotlight awards where employees will get bonus league points.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot to mention something. The club that has the highest average MEPs for the month is going to be the winning club this year. And I would like to see who can do it.
Yeah, okay, you're putting the challenge out there, everyone. So let's
Absolutely.
all step up and participate in that. I think it's a great way for us to get together and do something fun as employees together. You've talked a lot about your responsibilities, and there's sure a lot of them. So, how do you manage all of the demands of your job? And do you have any tips or tools you can share with us to help manage your time and priorities?
I am diligent about using my calendar. It keeps me on task and I even sometimes put things on my calendar that aren't meetings to block out time to make sure that I focus on projects and have time to be thoughtful and write documentation and that sort of thing. Um, I also think it's a really good idea to write lists, and I write lists all the time and kind of prioritize what needs to get done because things pop up all the time, and you need to know what is a get it done now today, or what can I hold for tomorrow or later this week if needed. So I think that using your calendar and following it each day and making lists are two really helpful tips to help manage my job as well as probably everybody's job.
Oh yeah, I love my lists, and I have a big whiteboard in my office where I keep 2 months tasks so that I know what's upcoming as well. But lists are a great way to keep organized and to help you feel like you're in control of your time and priorities, basically. What about your motivation? I mean, it's can be overwhelming when you're going about your daily work duties and you might have an employee relations issue come up and that interrupts your day. I mean, there's a lot going on in HR. So how do you stay motivated each day, Gabrielle?
The thing that motivates me is all the smiling faces of the employees each day when I come to the clubs. I smile at others. I seek out a smile. I love seeing other people smiling. So that really motivates me. I look forward to it.
One of our core values is integrity. And so in what way does your department support that core value, do you think?
Well, the HR team, I know considers integrity to be a requirement for success. Living with high values and principles and always doing what's right is a requirement for our team and really for all of our employees here at the club. Yeah, integrity.
Definitely. And trust is also a core value. So that's up there on the list as well, I think. And I feel like each of our coworkers do live our core value. When you feel like you're under a lot of pressure or there's some stressful situations going on, what tips can you share with us to help handle that kind of a situation?
Well, I've found that if I stay organized and prepared and on top of things, it really decreases my stress. I can know what's coming up or just knowing what's going on really helps me manage it. But sometimes I just get up and step away and take a little walk or go talk to some folks and it here at the club, and that really revitalizes me and refreshes me and helps me handle my stress sometimes.
Yes, I do know once in a while I'll come to your door and I I'm known over here to roll my chair into different people's offices and just have a chat
Yep.
with them, just just to have a chat. And
Yeah.
it just really does relieve stress and it puts a smile on my face every time I talk to you, Gabrielle. You really truly are a bit of sunshine over here on our little wing by the
Thank you.
Kinesis area. Well, Gabrielle, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast today. I appreciate you so much. And before you go, will you leave us with an inspirational quote or a code you live by?
Yes, Diana, it has been my pleasure. I don't really have a quote that comes to mind, but my philosophy or code, as you said, is really to do what you love, follow your heart, take the time, make the effort to work on the things that really matter the most to you and are fulfilling to you. And I also believe in the power of positivity. Emotions like joy, hope, gratitude really encourages satisfaction and a sense of peace, which can really improve every aspect of everybody's life.
Well, just you bringing that to the forefront has left me feeling really grateful and thankful and with a good feeling. So thank you for that, Gabrielle. Thanks again for joining us today. You're amazing.
It has been my pleasure. Thank you, Diana.
Just move on up. For peace you can find into the steeple of beautiful people where there's only one kind. So hush not, child.